Dolores Wulff lived in Woodland, California in 1979. She had a husband named Carl. He was an abusive husband. Dolores also had 4 children: Carl Jr., Anna Marie, Tom, and Paul. She worked at Woodland High School as a secretary. Dolores was known for her joyful and positive demeanor, and she would never have left her 4 children. According to her husband, though, that is exactly what she did. Dolores was last seen in August 1979 at her home in Hillcrest Street. When her children asked their father where Dolores was, he told them that she was gone and was never coming back. Detectives from the Yolo County Sheriff's Office immediately started working the case, trying to find out where she was. They never let the case go, but her disappearance would remain a mystery had haunted her family for more than 4 decades. The family believed that Carl was responsible for her disappearance. Investigators also found incriminating evidence in the family car as well. At one point, Carl was arrested and charged, but never tried. Investigators were sure that he could be convicted if only they had a body. Carl passed away in 2005. While the investigation into her disappearance was ongoing, investigators at the Benicia Police Department had a mystery of their own. On September 17, 1979, just 6 weeks after her disappearance, sailors discovered a lower torso had washed upon the Carquinez Strait shoreline. Since there were no available fingerprints or dental work to use for comparison, the remains went unidentified, buried as a Jane Doe. The case was looked into again this year. The Yolo County Sheriff's Office partnered the Doe Network and the Benicia Police Department. The Doe Network is a non-profit organization of volunteers who work with the police to match missing persons to John and Jane Doe cases. 11 women had went missing between Sacramento and San Francisco in 1979 was looked into, as the lower torso that was found might have belonged to them. A DNA swab was collected from one of Dolores' sons. The unidentified remains were exhumed so DNA could be collected from a femur bone. In October of 2020, investigators received the news that thanks to DNA, it is confirmed that it was Dolores Wulff's body that was found off the shoreline. One of her sons, Tom, had this to say: "I think my first emotion was anger, because of the fact that she was found a month and a half after she disappeared, and we're only finding out now that it was her." Some investigators disagree on if this case is completely solved. Some say that if Carl was still alive, he would be convicted. Others believe that someone else could be the person who took her life.